What's up, everybody? Justin here from ACES Conference, coming at you live on Facebook. Trying something new, bringing on a guest. Check it out, it's John Motor from Crisp Solutions. So I'm not really sure if this is working. I'm not sure if people are seeing this or not. I'm kind of hoping that you do. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to copy and paste this URL and see if someone can test it for me. So while we do that, we're also recording live because we want to try some things out. I want to talk to you about what's going on, see how your business is doing. Want to know what your clients are up to, how you're helping your clients. You've come to ACES, want to talk about ACES. So you've been on the podcast before, but for anyone who's missed that episode, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. John Motor. I'm here in Des Moines, Iowa. We're a small Mac consultancy or Apple Consultancy. One of two certified ACNs in the state, and I have about 400 computers under my management right now, or endpoints under my management right now, and we're going forward. So
400 machines. All right, so with everything going on, we're not going to say the word because it'll screw up the YouTube algorithm. With everything going on, how do you transition everybody to work from home? How'd that work out for you?
Well, ever since I started CRISP, one of my main missions really was to get people off of on-premise infrastructure and in cloud solutions and things like that. Now, that hasn't, of course, that's not, something that we've done across the board for everybody, because I deal with a lot of creative houses, and sometimes it does make sense to put terabytes upon terabytes in the cloud. But either way, we still have, VPNs, we had contingency plans, and we're basically just put those plans in action, which was really pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, putting terabytes in the cloud, always a problem for so many of us, right? Yeah. Why can't I put my giant video files in the cloud? Because it won't work. Why not? It just won't work. Just trust us.
Laws of physics,
Yeah, exactly.
You can't put that much stuff through a pipe. But I guess the problems, I guess the problems that we've had, Monday and Tuesday here in Iowa is really when people started to take things pretty seriously and, pulled the trigger. The problems, I think Tim Pearson brought up in the Slack channels that, all of a sudden we went from managing, 25 networks to managing 250 overnight. Right. And, and supporting everybody's home Wi-Fi that was not engineered by me, and I have no idea what their house looks like, what any of the, all of that going on. That's becoming challenging. And of course, this morning, CenturyLink had an outage. So, and then
the internet itself is just, since this all started, the internet has just gotten so much slower. Like the internet as a whole has just gotten slower.
Yeah,
I think the European Union asked Netflix to cap its streaming or something like that. Like Netflix is like, no, we're good. We want to be on top. Well, that's awesome. I mean, look, I've toted this. I think this is great. My team, we put things into place very much in the beginning with our clients. Making sure everyone's on Meraki hardware, for example, so VPNs work easily and that we can push out profiles quickly. And I'm very happy with how my team resulted with our clients. But everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's trying to do it. But I agree with Tim and what you said, which is when you're managing 25 networks, that's one thing. When you're managing whatever 25 times 400 is, right? Because you have 400 endpoints, figure everybody's working from home. That's now 10,000 networks, right?
Yeah.
And of those, I would say 95% of them are using the Wi-Fi that comes from their cable modem, and they're like, "Why doesn't it work?" I don't know.
Yeah, it's those phone calls are getting old already, but we're gonna get. Well, like the CenturyLink outage this morning, it was it only affected CenturyLink DSL, and so a certain percentage of my clients are on CenturyLink DSL, or actually VDSL, so they're fiber to the node is what they call it. So I know just from working with those clients what they're on. and then all of a sudden you start getting phone calls, and these are people working at home. Well, do you have CenturyLink by chance? Well, of course. Now you're starting to put patterns toget're. So, okay, so I call CenturyLink. Hey, you guys are having an outage. No, we're not. And I'm like, yes, you are. Here are the circuits that are down, and these are just my clients. So you should be able to see through your network what's going on. Well, of course, then they start with, well, we're not seeing any problem. Yes,
that's when you say the magic words, supervisor, please.
Yeah.
And you get up there.
Transfer me to an onshore center.
I need boots on the ground.
Yeah.
I have a story. Actually, this is a really funny story. I have a story. A friend of mine told me about this. He lives in the Virginia, D.C. area. And one day some construction company was in the street and they cut some bundle of cables. And within 6 minutes, 10 black SUVs with dudes in suits were like, "What'd you do?" Yeah. We're like, "Oh, we know whose line we cut." Sorry. Fastest they've ever fixed anything. Ever. They were like, "Oh, we'll fix it in 20 minutes."
Yeah, that's always assuring. Yeah.
So I have a ridiculous question for you. You own Crisp Solutions. I comment on the quality of your shirts all the time. With all the businesses closed, are your shirts getting wrinkled?
My dry cleaner is still picking up.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
so
that's nice.
It is super nice, and it's a bit of normalcy and all of that, and it's just kind of my uniform. And even though I'm in my basement, and I know Ben absolutely hates it because he's not thrilled with the shirts, but whenever he's working, he's in uniform, and that's just the way it's going to be. And
normalcy is kind of what we need. Anything that can bring you back, right?
100%. But no, I switched dry cleaners a year or so ago because I had this cool local one in town, and then they ended up selling, and so I went on this ultimate quest for dry cleaners because I'm very particular.
This is like if anybody ever played Dungeons and Dragons and you pick to be John Motor, your quest is to find the new dry cleaner, and it's covered by the dry cleaner's covered by a dragon. You got to figure out how to get through it.
So I found this one that delivers, and the really hilarious part is he picks up and delivers on Tuesdays and Fridays, right? Well, so this kid, comes in. Well, my neighbor calls me. She's like, "Did you buy a company vehicle?" Or on the side of the dry cleaner's vans, there's their huge logo, and then it says Crisp. So
there you go.
Yeah, so now I have to stick with them. But
yeah, it was like karma. It's like the world coming together between you and your dry cleaner. I get yelled at for not bringing my clothes to the dry cleaner often enough. But this is why I got a Virtua hoodie. This is my Virtua hoodie. No one sees it because I always sit. This is my Virtua hoodie, and it actually has the wrong date. We formed our company in 2008, and when we made the graphic, it said 2010. We weren't even paying attention. So now we're calling them the vintage misprints.
Nice.
They're worth more.
That's awesome.
See, but this is what I'm talking about, right? In a situation like this, with everything that's going on in the world, we need the humor, and we need the jokes, and we need the normalcy, anything that gets us through the day.
I agree. And for the most part, and I suspect with a lot of us, as far as ACNs and Apple Consultants, I suspect our day-to-day probably hasn't changed a whole lot because let's face it, I didn't leave the house unless I had to. It was just not efficient. But it's all the mental pressure and the emotional responses, and it's walking into the grocery store and seeing the toilet paper aisle completely empty, and that's just stuff that really puts people on edge. And I think just being available right now, Friday and today have been, knock on wood, pretty quiet. So I think just being available and making sure our response time is up there, and that we're being as positive as possible, and that, hey, we're going to get through it, and trying to be leaders and doing the right things. It's really what we need to do.
Are you doing anything? And I'm not judging if you do or not, but are you doing anything outside of your like norm where you're paying clients? Like, are you doing anything free for other people? Like, we offered to help like educators, and over the weekend we helped a teacher, a friend of mine in like the Philadelphia area, build a website where teachers can put in like resources, because all those Facebook groups, all that stuff gets lost real fast. So now we built a giant Google Doc with all those resources for students and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Are you doing anything like that for anyone?
Nothing that neat. I've reached out to a couple of nonprofits I work with, and just, hey, what do you need? Because they tend to be put on the very back burner. One of them that I deal with is works with at-risk youth, and they're already highly budget constrained, and we've been trying to get them new computers and such for a while, and now of course their building's empty, and but what happens to the kids and all that. So it's tough, and I don't have a lot of extra resources myself, so it's nothing very specific, but
But putting yourself out there, like, I mean, even putting yourself out there, there's nonprofits, especially in a time like this, that's tremendous, even to just offer.
Gotta try.
Kudos to you for that, man. I appreciate that. So, as you heard, so ACES, even though this says right here, ACES 2020, May 19th and 20th, that's actually still happening. How awesome is that? We're going to do a virtual show. We're not sure how. We're figuring that out. This is the thing, right? Like, so many people are like, first off, big winner over this whole thing, in my opinion, Zoom. Zoom is the big winner, right?
Oh, yeah.
I looked at their stock price, by the way. Last week, their stock price was 30 points lower than it is right now.
Yeah.
That's telling you something.
How brilliant. Give it away right now, because they got us all hooked.
Get it? Yeah, you get it. Get a time machine, go back a week and buy it. But we're going to do ACES 2020 live virtual May 19th and 20th. We're going to do something cool. It's going to be online. It's going to be, we're going to have, there's paid tickets. There's going to be free tickets. We're going to be donating money to No Kid Hungry. We're going to have a whole lot of new guests. We're going to have a whole lot of new content. We're building up this huge thing. It might be a little overwhelming for me. So at the end of it, on May 21st, you might find me crying on the floor in the fetal position. But like, how is that any different than any other day?
Fair enough. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then we're still gonna do the real show October 20th and 21st in Atlanta. So that's still happening. So I know we're like putzing around. Let's see I'm just gonna jump. We're doing this live. Who cares? Let's see who's around on Slack right now. See if anybody else wants to join us while we talk more. What from ACES? I'm gonna put you on the spot here, John. What from ACES do you think most benefited you to deal with what all of this is?
I think the relationships I took away from ACES probably, just because, I walked away from ACES with some very strong friendships that we've kept up in the last year and have grown stronger. And without the support of those two in particular, I think this would have been a really tough time. Even the lead up to it, and with all the stuff going on, and knowing that there's people that are going through the exact same thing, and and we're and even just a confirmation of they're doing the same stuff I'm doing, so we must be on the right track, because none of us are a lot of us are just trying to figure out how to go forward. And,
right.
So those relationships, and having that guy to call, or knowing that Justin's been through this, or Tim's been through this, and just having that what do you think conversation, or I'll be the first to tell you, I don't take everybody's advice. Usually that's a bad decision, but just hearing it, and or hearing that no, this isn't a good idea, or
Right.
whatever it is. But that
Right,
support.
because something might click, and you might say like, "Oh, this is this is good advice. This is bad advice," or maybe this will work for them, but it doesn't necessarily work for us.
Sure. And
Right,
well,
right,
and you're on, on the East Coast, Tim on the West Coast. You have very different points of view on things, and
right. That's the nice way of putting it.
fair enough.
That's the real nice way, but then we have different views of thinking about
Well,
things.
yeah, but and I'm stuck here in the dead center of the country, and I can't, I have a very different market than both of you. I
Right.
can't, I can't get away with forcing my customers to buy just Meraki. I'd love to,
Right.
but it's just the money's not there, and
Right. Right. Right.
but so there's, but so our markets differ a little bit, so we kind of have to temper that advice sometimes, but having those relationships, that was definitely the biggest thing that I took from ACES. Yeah, the roundtable groups, I think were a great idea. I'd like to see that again. I'm hoping to see how you do that virtually, because I think that could be kind of cool.
I have a real good idea about how to do it.
But,
I just have to find out if it's like physically, technically possible.
sure.
You know,
Uh,
I'm hyping up this virtual show so much, and I'm really hoping we don't crash and burn. Like I'll be the first to admit, like we've never done this before, right? And it's now we're going live. What's today's date? I don't even know. It's March 23rd. So I think this is only maybe about 2 months away.
Yeah.
And like, kudos to a couple people who have stepped up in the Apple community who are coming on board to help me and to help me put this together on top of my board, on top of Tim.
That's awesome.
We have a couple of people who are helping us trying to produce the show. We're gonna run some dry runs this week, and then for those who step up and are offering to provide content, right? Like we already have commits from some past keynote speakers and some other past speakers.
Really?
Yeah, which is gonna be great. Like I'm already. I mean, I could publicly announce like Peter Shankman's coming back, Jason Womack's coming back. Those are keynotes 1 and 2, reverse order, from ACES. Their content may have been 4 to 5 years ago, but they're gonna have new content, and they're gonna provide content not only for ACES attendees, right, the Apple consultants, but all businesses. Because again, we're gonna open this up free on Facebook for all businesses.
How you do that, because I know I have a couple of business owners that'd be certainly welcome or interested in hearing that. So I'm very.
They're gonna want to watch. They're gonna want to be. Yep. They're gonna be watching it because we're gonna try to talk about how to survive in a post world. We can't say it. We can't say it because of the YouTube algorithm. Apparently, I learned. Someone mentioned that the other day. They're like, because if you say it, it'll flag in YouTube, and then there'll be like a big banner underneath about it. And we don't. Not that we don't want that, right? Like I hope everybody right now is home and safe, and you're keeping. Exactly. I don't like calling it social distancing. I like calling it physical distancing because you still have to keep social. But like, I hope that everyone's home safe. What we did today, which I think is cool. I want to tell people about this. We did a Zoom lunch, right? So I have a team of 4. Well, 3, nice. Me and 3 others, right? And so, even though one of our members, our team members, works remotely all the time, and she's never in the city, and the other 2 are in the city with me, sometimes we get to have lunch, and so we've missed that. So I told everybody, get some lunch, and we're gonna sit on Zoom and watch each other eat, and like we just had like normal conversations about things that were going on. As we would if we were in a restaurant together, talking about clients, making fun of Alex because he's young, that kind of thing. And it was good. It wasn't 100% good, right? Because it's not like we can laugh.
But
right.
It's the next best thing. And I have a number of clients that are just dialing Zoom up in the beginning of the day, and they're staying connected throughout the whole day. And
right.
They're outside of the obvious bandwidth issues that some of their homes have, but it's definitely helping them stay in touch, and just even having that open line there helps them bring that normalcy of hearing each other moaning or whatever and typing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard people doing that with like conference lines. They keep
Yeah.
they keep their cell phone on speaker on the conference line, and you could just hear somebody being like,
Yeah.
"Ah," you know what I mean? Like as if you would in the office.
Yeah, 100%.
Which, by the way, is the worst imitation of me of anyone being in an office ever before. Just slamming your fingers on a wooden desk and complaining. This is me in an office. Ah, da, da.
Another thing that our office is mostly in my basement, but we do have a office at a co-working space downtown, and that's where Ben is most of the time. But that group, that community there, they've stole Tim's happy hour idea. So they're happy hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Zoom. Cool. And then they're also they started they're rewatching the whole Office TV show from episode 1 at noon every day. So they get on their Slack channel, and they started a Slack channel for rewatching it. And they chat amongst themselves, and then everybody starts the Office at the same time, and they go through that episode over their lunch hours. And
that's
so that's unfortunately, I'm always busy during lunch for whatever reason, but so I haven't been in the chat room, but I see the hilarity that pursued, and it's pretty cool.
I think it's fun that like people like look, we're in a weird time, right? And so this is the time to get creative with those things. I sent an email out to our clients earlier today, and I said, I hope everyone's doing well, and this, that, the other thing. And I wrote that IT has always been an insurance policy, and now is the time to cash in on it, right? And that's coming true with things like this, where people are keeping, I've gotten more "help me, my Zoom doesn't work" requests in the last week than ever. Why is my computer muted when I'm trying to Slack call somebody? I don't know, because you have the mute button. Like it's a lot of those technical things. I think the best one though that I've seen is that there was one going around being like, "Oh, that meeting could have been an email."
Yeah. And, somebody else, I'm stealing this from somebody, I forget who said it, but I surely don't want to be in commercial real estate right now, because we have just proven that you probably don't need all that office space, man.
Yeah, I mean, near like outside of like the major metro areas, I can see that being true. Like, I think this could be a good time because I set you up with Talaris, right? Like, this could be a good time for you because you were talking about internet, right?
Yep. Master agent. Yep.
Yeah, use your master agent stuff to. Oh, look, Tim Pearson. Ooh, I'm on a call right now with a user that can't get their microphone to work on Zoom. See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at the Facebook chat. Look at that. I like that. Cool.
That's awesome.
Boinks software. If you're listening, I love this software. It's called Mimo Live for anyone who wants to see it. But no, as getting a master agent, you could get internet for your clients, make a little something on the side, and sell them. I mean, you would have to sell like business class internet to a residential space, which is fine, right? But depends on your business, right? If the owner wants to buy internet for their staff or whatever, sure. But that's an easy way to make a couple bucks, especially in a time like this. And then you have a little bit more control on the network because it's not just like their home cable modem.
Yeah, I did talk to your Talaris people. I have somebody local that I work with right now. Okay. And I got to be a little careful with that because there's, but what you're saying about having some local or having a little bit more control over the circuit, that is, if whoever's not doing that or exploring it where they can right now, that's something you definitely should be doing. Just right. Because having the ability to call somebody's customer service directly, that is awesome. Hi.
Look, we got Ryan Grimes on the phone. I'm trying to figure out, Ryan, I don't want the Facebook comments in front of your face. So, can I make this on the send? Tim said I didn't realize it would show up on the thing. Broadcast. Let's go bubbles. No. This is like when... Oh, can I just do this? I'll have it in front of me. Turn it off, turn it back on. Yeah, we'll just come back to it every now and then and see what's happening. I'll figure this out eventually. What's up, Ryan Grimes? Welcome to the show. Oh, I should maybe go ahead and make him go live. That would be helpful if we can
hear us.
There we go. Now let's see. Does that work?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, that's awesome.
I don't know why I have this like in such a weird 4 up, 3 up. There's 4 of us. There we go. And now I think I could drop the comments, and it still goes over John's face.
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
right,
John.
Yeah. Hi,
This is what
Ryan.
happens when we go live. Hey, Ryan. So we're talking about, we can't say the words, but we're talking about people working from home and how you're dealing with your clients and how well everyone transitioned to work from home. So for anyone who doesn't know you, why don't you just give a little intro and then we'll talk.
My name is Ryan Grimes. I'm the president of My IT Indie. We've been an IT services firm for 16 years now, based out of Indianapolis. And we have done a ton of stuff. We actually were kind of ahead of the game a little bit with a lot of our clients. Knock on wood. We have gotten them all remote as much as we can. But yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure. And so I asked in the ACN Mac admins channel. So for those who don't know or don't pay attention to what we talk about on a regular basis, there's a couple of like major Slack groups out there. There's the ACES Slack, and there's also one called the Mac admins Slack, where there's like something like 25,000 Mac admins worldwide in there. So I posted in the ACN channel for specifically Apple Consultants. I said, how are your clients doing? And I gave options, and I said, how are you doing personally? And you came in with personally at an 8, but that all of your clients, your setups were amazing. I'm amazing. They're amazing, which means amazing, Ryan Grimes.
You know, we've got 2 clients with 2 specific issues that we just can't work around. And it's the fact that they have to get their mail, open the envelopes, and deposit checks. It's from state
I feel like
government.
there's got to be a solution to this.
They're from state government agencies.
Okay.
And they will not pay you in any other way other than a check mailed to your office.
But the office can't forward the mail to like someone's house and use a check scanner?
The Postal Service has said it's going to take between 2 and 6 weeks for forwards to take effect at this point.
Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one person. They have to go to the office. They have to open the mail. They have to be there to get the mail because then they won't leave the mail.
Right.
And then they have to scan the checks and deposit them because otherwise they will have no money.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I know. Like,
John, you got anything to help him out here? Because sounds like he's stuck.
Nothing to help you out, but I could. So at Gravitate, we have the co-working space operates with an app called Proximity, and they have a door plug-in. So our mailman hits our door because the doors are locked because of this whole event. So the mailman, there's a number on the door. The mailman calls the number, and our community manager unlocks the door remotely for him or her, and they drop the mail off. But yeah,
we have a co-working space, but ours we pay for them to forward the mail to my house. So like once a week, I get like a big envelope with all of our mail in it.
Okay. We've got a UPS store address. I mean, it's like on my way home, so I just stop and grab stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know the answer to their issue other than just go open the mail.
Yeah. Oh, what about TaskRabbit? Is TaskRabbit still open? Is that still a thing? Do they do anything other than build IKEA furniture now?
don't know what you're talking about.
You guys don't know TaskRabbit? You not have that in your respective states that I can't remember off the top of my head?
Yeah.
So TaskRabbit,
Midwest. We don't have cool stuff here.
So TaskRabbit is like it used to be a thing where like if you needed something done, like for example, if John needed to have his dry cleaning dropped off, you could pay someone $15-20 and they would come and pick up your dry cleaning and drop it off at the dry cleaner and then return it or whatever it is. And the number one task that was asked for on TaskRabbit was to build my IKEA furniture. And so IKEA bought them. Like they're now technically an IKEA company.
Okay, I do see that. Yeah, I've never seen this before.
Yeah. So can the
I have
task
teenagers,
rabbit?
so I make
Can the
them build
task
things.
rabbit? Can the task rabbit risk his life, go get the mail, and bring it to someone's house? That way, that person doesn't have to leave their house.
Well,
Yeah,
there
well,
are
the other thing is they
contracts
need the
on
check
health
scanner
insurance.
too. So that was the other problem is the check scanner needed to be brought there, and
Right.
that's usually locked to the computer that it's installed on. And it was just like it'd just be faster and easier if they just went to the office once a day and got the mail.
All right. So forgetting this one client.
I know everyone else is great. In fact, one of our clients, the boss said she'd be surprised if any of her employees ever came back because it's so easy to work from home.
Well, that's before you came on. That's what John was saying, right? Like real estate, commercial real estate, could be a problem now, moving forward because so many people know how to just work from home, and we, as good IT people that we are, have been able to make it easy for them to do so. Right?
Agreed. We're finding out how many meetings could actually have been phone calls or something like that.
Right. That's what we were just talking about. We're like, oh, that could have been something else. So what about you? How are you guys staying safe and staying sane at home? Either of you, because we didn't talk about this yet, John. What are you guys doing at home to like stay without going crazy?
Yeah.
I'll say noise canceling headphones are great.
Yeah,
Oh, John, go.
I don't have youngins, so that problem's not one of mine.
Right.
But we went. It's Sunday. We jumped in the car and just went for a drive. We didn't get out and go anywhere, but we figured at least we could go see the country or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 3 kids at home e-learning. One is at an age where she needs help, so my wife is trying to help her. 2 others are self-sufficient, but I mean, they're done in like 2 or 3 hours. So then, what do you do with them?
Right. Mine just walked in. If anybody saw me just kind of do a little side move there, he comes in.
Nah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think for Ryan, I think for your kids, like, notwithstanding that one of your children needs like help with their e-learning, but the fact is that your kids are a little older than mine, and I think you're in a better position overall, right? Because they, granted, there's what do you do with them after their schooling's over, but at least they have some schooling to do, Not that this isn't a wow me thing, but like Roman's 5 and Simona's 1. Like, what am I really supposed to do with a 1-year-old? And our school sent home, I'm no joking, our school sent home these packets for like the infants. They're like, you could take a bowl of water, a cold bowl and a warm bowl, and put their hands in the water. I'm like, that's going to last me all of 30 seconds. What am I supposed to do for the other like 9 hours that they're supposed to be in daycare while I'm working?
Yeah, that is true. My kids are just loud. I mean, there's just no getting around the fact that they're teenage boys and they're loud and they eat all the time. And
They eat all the time. Is that the
They
biggest
do.
problem here? Is that the Grimes household is running out of like
yeah, we're not
snacks?
hoarding. I just got to feed kids 3 meals a day instead of 1. So
This is the time. John Ryan's gonna teach his kids to go like hunting soon, like Hunger Games style. Like, oh, there's a squirrel in
yeah.
the backyard. Get the bow and arrow.
right out there, there's the tree line and there's
Yeah.
deer and all sorts of stuff out there. So we could.
Put on the noise canceling headphones. Pretend it never happened.
Yeah. Too bad everyone's home. We can't get away with shooting a gun out the back door.
If you have noise canceling headphones, you didn't hear it. If you didn't hear it, it didn't
yeah,
happen.
the police will though, but that's.
This is
everyone
not
else
my
won't.
endorsement for the people who are watching live. This is not my endorsement
Yeah,
for
no,
shooting animals
we're not-
with noise canceling. Don't shoot animals. Don't. I'm not big on guns. Don't do any of that stuff. Next thing you know, I'm gonna get comments like Justin Escobar says it's cool to shoot animals with noise both headphones. Hate mail starts coming in my email.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There you go. Perfect. Just what you need.
Just
Now
what we
we're
need.
hanging in there. Our clients are hanging in there. All right. We got some that are, one of them's we were talking about yesterday. One of them's waiting on a bunch of stuff from China. They have been for a while, and hopefully they'll get it soon. But the other one, distribution warehouse, they're food based, so they have to work, and they've been authorized to work. And we've actually been. Our governor just announced that they're going to shut down the state for non-essential employees. Well, I get to be an essential employee, so since
So
one of our
did you
client
make
goes in
the
food.
essential list?
Yeah, I did. Yes, if you're in business services and especially relating to food, food distribution, you are granted whatever. Who knows? I guess I get to not get a ticket if I'm out driving. So whatever.
I mean, that's the thing, right? They saying like everything's closed but non-essential, but really that really only affects anyone who has a storefront, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like because I'm in Jersey, the governor said no non-essential on Saturday, I think it was, but like it's Monday and I'm working and all my clients are working for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, none of them are in food and none of them are in food services, but you know. As long as you don't have a storefront, I think is where the safety aspect of it is, or something.
You know, the governor hasn't shut us down yet. They're most of the businesses that have storefronts or things like that are pretty much operating on a curbside pickup type situation, or all that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my favorite was that I heard GameStop. GameStop thinks they're an essential business.
Yeah, they are ordered to close. They
Right?
were not in it. No.
They are, because according to them, they sell keyboards and mice, and that's essential for people to work from home.
okay. Guys, I got a split.
All right.
The tickets. So thanks. Have a great
Thanks,
one.
John. Appreciate
Take
it.
it easy, John.
Yep.
All right, let's
Nice
see
to
if
see you,
I
Ryan.
can. Let's see if I can
Yep.
drop. This is gonna be weird. So we're gonna drop.
You're not
John.
leaving yet, John.
No, I mean he could just hang up. Oh, there we go. He froze out. We're gonna put Ryan on 2.
Oh.
ACES logo over there. Look at that.
Nice.
Fancy. I think this was fun. I like doing on the whim. Thanks for joining. I'm just gonna slack him real quick. On the whim things like this. Plus, I like talking about ACES conference. ACES conference,
Sure.
May 19th and 20th, virtual, live October 20th and 21st. Really got to learn those dates. Are you gonna join the virtual show? Say yes.
Probably. I don't know. I got to look at my schedule now that it's kind of free up. We have, we're probably going to have to not have a high school graduation this year because they're canceling them,
Right.
as well as a high school graduation trip we're going on afterwards. We're going to go to Star Wars and do all that stuff. So that's probably not going to happen. So, yeah, life is a little different now. The good
How do
thing
you
is
bring
that
Star Wars? You got to figure out how to bring Star Wars to you.
well, yeah. I mean, we could watch Episode 9 over and over.
I see some musical instruments behind you. Your kids can't play the Star Wars theme song?
No, that's a bass guitar I got from somebody. I can't even play Star Wars stuff.
Time to buy that $800 Millennium Falcon made out of Legos and just have your
There
kids
you
do
go.
that.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like a totally good purchase right now. But yeah,
I was looking at Legos with Rome's earlier, and he's like, "Daddy, I want this," and I was like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah. Welcome to that world. You're like, how much do these things cost?
Dude, no joke, $800 for that thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I have some Legos back there, right? You can see I have the Hulk Buster and I have the Iron Man set because I'm a big Iron Man fan. But that was not $800.
No,
I'm not going to. I mean, Mom, if you're watching, I wouldn't mind an $800 Lego set for my 40th birthday coming up. But other than that, someone told me that because of all of this, that birthdays are officially canceled, which means I get to stay 39 for at least another
there
year.
you go.
I'm down.
No, we just had all of our birthdays. We don't have any more until August. So,
Hopefully by then all this will be over and you'll be able to go out and do some stuff. And...
that's upsetting. Well, it was kind of nice. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday we went out to a state park and there was nobody there. So it was cold.
Well, that's
it was
good.
like 35 degrees, but it wasn't, raining or snowing on us. So we actually had to be out for a little bit. But
Right.
yeah, this is different. The boundaries are blurring definitely with the work and home life situation.
Right.
We definitely see clients filing tickets at all hours, and I'm just like, I'm not working at 8:00 at night. Like, I'm relaxing, like I'm having time. Get to you in the morning, and everyone's pretty cool about that.
I think that's cool. Like everyone kind of got in like a split second. Everyone got used to your kid's gonna walk in on your Zoom call. Like immediately, like everyone's okay with that. Whereas 2-3 weeks ago, or let's say a month ago, like that would be rude. Now it's just like, oh, it's so cute that he came in on your Zoom call.
Yeah, well, I mean, we used to. I had a Zoom call one time where the cat like came out of the window behind me. I was like, "What that?" My desk was in a different spot. It was over on the other side of the office over there, and there, like, the cat was inside the cabinet and like came out right behind my head. I was like, "What in the world? Where'd you come from?" Because it was like a long call. It was like a 45-minute call. So the
Well,
cat
that's right.
just,
If you ever watch any of our podcast episodes, I think it's Tim's cat. His tail just like sneaks past the bottom of the screen sometimes. I'm like, that's real professional. Tim, I don't know if you're still watching, if there's comments coming through, but we gotta do something about your cat. My dogs were in here, but they're not in here anymore. This is what it's come down to, folks.
Yeah, I think my dog is not in here with me. I shut the door and shut everybody out because I just need quiet time in here.
No, it's okay. You're allowed to do what you got to do.
But yeah, overall, I think our clients have been pretty good. I think that we did, the funny thing is everyone's like, we need VPN. I'm like, no, nobody needs VPN like they think they do. Right. We gave people either splash top. Whoa, change of view on me here.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
I can tell.
There we go.
We did a lot of splash top deployment, which we use anyways. We just upgraded our license and gave people access. And...
You've been talking about Splash Top a lot. Tell me, anyone who's paying attention and watching, like, what is Splash Top, and is it something that people should be like looking into?
Sure. So Splash Top, there's many different versions of Splash Top, and we use Data RMM, and it has the MSP version included, which is a very bare bones. You have to initiate the connection from the web interface in Data RMM, and that there's like 15 steps to get in there, which is great if you're in there all the time. But if you just want to quickly connect to a computer, it's a pain. I mean, there's enough steps in the process that it becomes a pain, and then sometimes it doesn't work right, or Chrome's having a bad day, or Safari's having a bad day.
You're really selling me on it.
Well, that's just the MSP.
You're like, it's a pain in the butt to get into, and sometimes it doesn't work. But this is the most amazing thing ever.
But so what we did is we upgraded our license to the business version, and that has got a standalone app.
Okay.
And we can invite people to remote into their own computer. So we deployed the streamer, which is the same version, and on the Mac side, it is the same streamer app, so you don't have to reauthorize it. As the MSP version, and we invited people to we created groups for each company, turned 2FA on, and then invited them to their group so that they could see their computers and they could remote into their computers and continue working.
Can they remote into their other purpose, someone else's computer?
They can, but theoretically they should all have different passwords. A lot of our clients are on Azure AD, so they use their email address and password to get in to their Windows computers. And it's actually worked pretty well. That's the client because they had all CAD workstations, and I guess they took them home on a Friday. Right. And then realized that the server was still at the office and they couldn't work. And so they brought them all back, and I said, look, if you need remote access, we'll do this. And they all got in, and it's a younger group of employees. So of course I didn't even need to give them instructions. I just sent them the invite, and then bing, 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 bing. I see they're accepted the invite. They're like, this is great. Like, I'm working from home. I can see my computer. I can do all my work. And they're like, they're like, we should have done this years ago. I'm like, yeah.
That's the thing. This is what I was just saying in the beginning of the call with John, was just that, like, everyone's getting used to, like, working from home, that, like, people might not go back.
Yeah. As long as stuff gets done, I think that we've kind of changed how work is done. I mean, really, as long as things happen, I mean, obviously you need some accountability. You need someone to make sure that things are getting done in the appropriate manner, because working from home does present certain distractions, like, oh, hey, the dog's barking. Why is the dog barking? Oh, someone's dropping. I need to go sign for something or whatever. Or there's aliens outside and he's defending us, or some other terrible thing is happening.
A lot of things seem to be happening outside of your window. You have deer and aliens. You got to watch that stuff. What is happening over in Indianapolis?
I don't know. My dog sees things, like he hears things out there that I'm not quite sure are there, but he's got to bark at them to make sure that they know he's there.
Right.
So, yeah, he's definitely cared. So, working from home is obviously a different dynamic, especially when you throw kids into the mix, because then you're like, oh, you need food, right? I need to, get you lunch. And, my wife has been taking care of, 99% of that stuff. But if she's helping somebody with schoolwork, I know, I need to give her a big round of applause. If she's helping one of my kids with schoolwork and the other one's like I need help with something, like I kind of need to go help them with their thing. So it's about balance, and it's about making sure your stuff's getting taken care of while still being a parent to your kids because they're
Right.
home. And this is a huge shock to them because they came home from school on a Friday, and by Monday they're e-learning. It's
Right.
not like there's a whole lot of time to plan this. So
I think one of the biggest things though, as a parent, right, is that you have to realize that you're not, because a lot of people thought, or thinking along the lines of like, now you're homeschooling, but like you're not actually homeschooling. It's different. You're e-learning. You're what's like just make your accountability for it is what you're really doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're just making sure they're doing the stuff that the teacher told them to do. I mean, that's
Right.
it. So it's just different. I mean, they're out there playing video games, and there's more background noise, and the dog barks, and people need to get fed.
Noise canceling headphones for the win. What are you rocking? Oh, the AirPods.
Yeah, I got AirPod Pros, and I got some nice Sony ones around here somewhere. I don't know where they went, but these are.
Have you ever doubled up? Have you ever done? Have you ever had the AirPod Pros and then the cans on top, both noise canceling, just to see what happens?
It was so noise canceling, I went back in time. Yeah,
I want to know if anybody's listening or watches the YouTube. They tell us what happens if you put on two noise canceling headphones at the same time. I want to know.
They're like, well, I can't hear anything anymore. My eardrums ruptured, but I'm never great.
I can't imagine. Oh no, that would never happen. Things would be fine. I'm gonna see if because I like doing this live, and we're kind of like on a whim here. I'm gonna see if there's someone else available, and see if someone else can join us while we're talking here. I don't have the
streaming
AirPod.
live on Facebook. I can't remember.
Yeah. No, we're live on Facebook. I don't know who's watching.
Right. Did you tag me in it or no? I can't.
I don't. I think I could tag you I'll tag you after. In the recording of it. Plus, we'll put it up on YouTube. Wait, let's talk about AirPods, right? Because I have the originals.
Sure, I got those.
That's so weird how white that looks. Damn. Yeah. See, that's such a bigger case. Do you like? I mean, I don't have those. I was thinking about it, but I don't know if I really want to spend the money on upgrading.
Oh, they're like a million times better. Just go do it. The noise canceling feature alone is. I mean, so my Sony cans. I mean, they cover the whole ear, but they, if you wear glasses and stuff, they kind of get a little uncomfortable after a while.
Right.
But the AirPod Pros, I can just wear, pretty much all day long, and they got the Qi charger on them, so I can just drop it on the charger, sitting on my desk, and charge them up while have one in while I charge the other one, and flip flop them if I need to.
Do you do that? That's annoying.
Yeah, if I have to, if I'm on the phone a long time. Otherwise, I'll use these. These are USB, and they plug into my computer down here.
Right. Yeah, I keep my spare Lightning headphones wrapped, ready to they're right here, ready to go, because I know that these will eventually I think I get maybe a 4-hour work on this. Okay. What are you doing? Let me ask you a question, because I know the answer to this one. What are you doing to get your energy out? What are you doing for exercise now that you're home? Say the word.
Oh, that's a good question. That was actually the hardest part because I've been I won't say I've been sick, but I've been dealing with a sinus issue that kind of lowers your energy anyways.
Okay.
Just the weather affects me a lot. I got a pretty bad allergy, so it's 30 degrees one day, then 60, then 30, then 60, then 30, and you're like, I can't even begin to breathe. It's just killing me. So I'm trying to take the dog on a walk. You get a little mile or two in that way. Trying to ride the bike, but that's.
What's the bike? I want to get them as a sponsor, so let's promote them. Ryan Grimes and I both have Peloton bikes.
Peloton bikes, yeah.
Peloton, another winner in this whole thing, this whole global thing that's happening, right? 2 winners, Zoom and Peloton. And kudos to Peloton for, getting that content out there the way they do. Have you been riding?
Yeah, I haven't ridden in at least a week or two. It's been, I ended up working, so many hours the last couple of weeks. I'm by the time I got up in the morning, it's okay, I got a list of things to get done. I just need to get them done. And by 7 o'clock at night, I'm okay, I've been sitting here way too long. I need to get away from my desk. So that's my goal.
I try to break it up, right? I before all this started, I would drop the kids off at school, come home, do a bike ride, get to my desk, and start working. Yeah. Now that they're home, like it's tougher because I have nowhere to drop them, so my timing's off a little bit. And so today was the first day I got to do one in the morning, but like I've been trying to get one in every day, at least a 20. Big ups to Dennis Morton. I'm a big fan of him as a coach. I think he's always so funny when he talks. He goes, you have cadence on the left and you have resistance on the right, and they come together to form Voltron for the output, or like in his 80s right. He goes, they come together like Hall and Oates. Like it's just these really funny like one-off things that he does. So I enjoy riding the Peloton bike. I think those are gonna be the big winners. Meiji, what's that other one? Mirror.
Okay.
Right? Have you seen the Mirror? It's like a giant mirror with like a virtual person in it that's working out.
Yeah, we've got one of the local gyms by us, a CrossFit gym about an hour from us. They started doing all online stuff in anticipation of having to close, and they got to close now. So
right.
They've been doing all online subscriptions, and it's been a little, it's taken off a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's a different price format, but it's something. I mean, he's like, it was like $75 a month for an hour a day or something like that. It was reasonably priced, so.
I'm so glad I finally actually canceled this. I canceled my gym membership like February. Yeah. I used to be a member of a gym here in town, and I was paying, $10-12 a month for a year without going. And so finally in February, I was just like, I'm going to cancel my membership because I got the Peloton. And like now I'm glad I'm not that I'm glad that I got fat, but like I'm glad that I saved the $12 because I ride now and I don't actually need it. And with everything that's happened, more than likely it would have been closed anyway, and I still would have been out the money.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest problem. Well, I don't know if there's anyone else available right now.
Yeah, actually, I got to run. We got to go figure out what we're doing for dinner here.
It's 3:30 where you live.
No, it's not. I'm in Eastern time.
It's 4:30 where you live.
I know. Trust me. By the time I get everyone organized and together and get something planned, it's going to be like 6.
You got to teach your dog. You got to teach your dog how to herd your kids like cattle.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Just bark at everybody.
Yeah, get them to the table. When they get up, you just sit them back down.
Start pulling on their pant legs. Be like, what is it? Is little Timmy stuck in a well?
Good reference. That was a good reference.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Ryan. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one, man.
Very cool. You too. Take it easy. Yep,
all right. Well, I think right now I'm going to see if I can drop this back to host only. Oh, I can't. I can do it this way. Bloop. There we go. Hi. Any other comments coming through? Nope, just Tim. Anyway, so wanted to thank John, thank Ryan for joining us today. I'm going to try to do this randomly and see what happens with it. ACES conference is coming May 19th to 20th. We're going to be doing that virtual show. We have like I said earlier, we have a great lineup for people coming in. It's going to be different for sure. If you've already purchased your ACES ticket, you'll get this for free, and we're going to put this out for free on Facebook and or YouTube, where we want other business owners, not just IT professionals, to like learn how to deal with the world in this post everything that's happening, out there. So for all of us here at ACES right now, I hope everyone is home and safe and their bellies are full and their kids are doing their e-learning. But please stay home, stay safe. If anybody needs anything, find me on the Mac Admin Slack at Justin Escar, or find me on Twitter at Justin Escar, or find me literally anywhere at Justin Escar. Hit me up. I'll try to help you out as best I can. That's it from me. Have a good one.